Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we are back on Forza Horizon 4 and today we'll be checking out the Car Pass cars, the Forzathon reward and the seasonal reward as well. First of all, let's start off with the Car Pass cars. This week we have received the 2005 Honda NSX-R GT and the 1929 Mercedes-Benz Supersport Kurzbreaker Roadster. I did have problems with this just now. It just said these cars will be released on the 24th of the first 19, which is funny enough today, and they should have been out at least 2.5 hours if they come out at 3 o'clock. So yeah, so of course it did glitch, but luckily we seem to be okay. I've just given it a test. We seem okay. So let's go and check out the NSX-R first of all. So this is of course the GT version, which you cannot change the colours of, which is a tad of a shame, but you can definitely see the modifications they've done to this car. Anyway, let's go into the Forza Vista and we can check out the modifications first of all. So of course, NSX stands for New Supercar Experimental, which of course this car was being experimented on for years and years and years, ever since 1992 when the first NSX came out. I think it was maybe a bit earlier, maybe around that sort of time. And of course, throughout that, they've just been editing it and modifying it in certain ways. And of course, this is one of the final editions of the NSX before it turns into the hybrid one we've got now. And yeah, as you can see, it's very, very based off of the race cars that were around at that time. The NSX race cars, like the Mobile 1 NSX race car. I think they had a Takata as well. There's a couple of them I seem to remember off the top of my head. Let's explode this thing up. Let's have a look around, see what we've got. So the 2005 NSX-R in this game is currently a wheel spin only vehicle. So if you haven't won it through the wheel spin, or you haven't bought it through the auction house, of course, that's the only way you can get it, to auction house or wheel spin, which is such a shame. I really hate those sort of cars. But if you are struggling getting one of these, you can get the better version for free. Well, technically free in a way, because really you paid for it in real life money, but free in game anyway. If we close that boot up and we open the middle boot up, or bonnet, whatever you want to call it, so you just about see the 6-cylinder VTEC in there. Can't really see much, to be honest. The camera angle's not allowing me to go there any further. If we just open and close that a moment and open the door, and we can go in here and take a look at the interior, see what's different. So there we go. Interior wise, they seem to have some new colours. They've got red seats and red carpets, and that's pretty much it. And somehow the centre console looks slightly different to what I remember. And yeah, apart from that, nothing much to comment on the inside, apart from the nice NSX-R badge we got down there, which I think is going to be exactly the same for the normal NSX-R, but I haven't really taken much of a look down there. I just wondered if it's got like a limited edition or anything. Handcrafted by Honda Motor Corporations Ltd. There we go. But it doesn't. It's not. It doesn't say have like a plaque of limited edition or anything on here, which is quite a surprise. I thought there would be, but I'm not quite sure how many of these were made. Upgrades, and let's have a look visually what we've got. I'm not sure again with the custom internally, but externally we've got these Forza bits, and we've got the Forza bit here, which is just a bit of an extra lip on there, really. A bit of a tasteful upgrade, I would have said, if you like your spoilers. Colour-wise, of course, we've only got this one colour, and if we just have a quick look at the performance figures. So the cars, if you're going to buy it in the next game, and they haven't changed the prices anyway, it costs 500,000 credits. Reasonable value. That's quite expensive, but reasonable, I would have said. The power is 276 brake horsepower, which is quite a lot for a normal 6-cylinder from the early 2000s. Of course, it's a 3.1 litre or a 3 litre. I think it was a 3.1 litre as it says down there. But yeah, not a bad performance car. So let's go and give it a drive and see what it sounds like and how it performs. And then we'll go and check out the Mercedes and take a look at the other cars we've got today. Oh, that's a bit of a relief. We have got a better camera angle in first person, because in the NSX-R 2005, the standard one, you're very, very close up. Like, you could only just about see the top of the middle of the steering wheel, if that makes any sense. Let's take a listen to this thing. beautiful noise. Beautiful noise. I'm not sure if it's as good as Horizon 3. I think Horizon 3 performed a little bit better in terms of the engine sound, but even so, this is brilliant. Whoa! Yeah, I couldn't really stop. That was not much I could do. Let's get going, get out of the way of this carnage that's going on. To be frank, it doesn't feel particularly different to the normal 2005 version, to be honest, performance-wise. I think we need to compare that with statistics and see what it's like. It seems to suffer from a tad of understeer, and my really bad driving today. It's a very bold looking car, this. It's got this huge air vent on the side. It's got this massive sort of middle pointed, oh my god, my driving, sort of sticking out bumpers at the front and the rear. And a huge like intake at the top, like sort of like a stability keel, really. It's like a sailing ship's keel, but for on the roof. And I think the spoiler's slightly different as well. It's slightly more jagged. I'm not quite sure about the backfire noise in this on this car though. I don't remember it being like this for the normal NSX, NSX-R anyway. Those driver tires just crashing constantly. I try to dodge the crashes. Yeah, those backfires. I'm not quite sure if they've stolen that backfire noise from Horizon 3, and that was one of the worst parts of the car sounds on that game. As the backfires, they're just too loud and too overpowering. But even so, it's not too bad at all. Especially when you're in first person, you barely ever notice it, which is where I stay most of the time. It does seem to lock its brakes quite often, which is a bit of a shame, because it makes it hard to drive at times, especially when you're trying to get around a really tight corner. And as you saw earlier when that McLaren smashed into that van, I couldn't really stop very well because it just locked up. But yeah, that's my own fault, really. So let's go and check out the Mercedes, which I can imagine is not going to be a particularly good car to drive, but we'll have to find out. So there we go. Let's go and take a look at this thing. Let's have a look at the colours. Oh, you can change the colours. We've got this deep red, a very bright red, or we've got black, or we've got white. Ooh, no, that's a decision and a half. White and black are the two colours I'll go for. I do quite like it in black. It does look quite badass in black. But all my other Mercedes are in black. Oh, whatever. They look good. Yeah, it just looks good in black. It's very, very similar looking to that Bentley 8.5 litre we get in this game, which is the barn find. It's rather similar to that, but it's just not as brash and as big. It's more of a sports car than anything else. A 1929 sports car. Look at that beautiful engine. Nice chrome work. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 injectors. So look, there's none hidden around anywhere else. But it looks like we've got 6 injectors. So it's a 6 cylinder, and yeah, it's pretty much not really much to see here, apart from this nice chrome detail, which Forza's done very well at putting that in. It's brilliant. No doors, no boot, nothing. Just a couple of spare wheels and just about enough security to get you in. Huge steering wheel, lovely wood on that steering wheel. That's beautiful. Nice wood on the dash as well. But the steering wheel has got the nice tone of the wood. Lovely. Crazy dial, rev dial there. It goes to a really vivid yellow and very vivid red. Can't say much in terms of the interior. It looks very aeroplane-like, which is what they did in those sort of days. They look very aeroplane-like. Yeah, so is there a speedometer? Looks like the speedometer over there, just in front of the handbrake. That massive handbrake lever. It looks like there's a lever over there, over on the passenger side, that could be the chokes. I'm not quite sure. So yeah, that looks quite interesting on the inside, to say the least. There we go, so there's that one. Let's just take a look at the modifications, which I would be surprised if there's many modifications for this. But then again, I may be wrong. No, I am wrong. A bit more than the NSX. So we've got the Forza splitter thing there that looks completely out of place. And then we've got the Forza spoiler that goes there, which looks again a bit out of place. And then we've got side skirts. We've got a Mercedes street side skirt. And then we've got, oh wow, look at that. Mercedes street side skirt again. So we've got some nice mud guards on there. Oh, that looks pretty cool with that. Somehow adding more to your car has made it better in performance. That does not make any sense. Oh, I'm not quite sure what to do. Because that looks quite sort of bare like that, but then here it looks quite subtle. It looks more, yeah, you know, well, why not? Pay the $100 or credits, whatever it is in this game, and I'll go for that. It's unusual for me to customize cars, as I like to keep it as original how it comes into the game, but if it's original manufacturer upgrades like that, that's cool. When you've got a couple of cars like the, not sure about the Dodge Dart's not in this game anymore, but the Acura RSX, that car has got a couple of, well, it did in Horizon 3 anyway, had some Acura upgrade bits, like performance bits, that were probably optional back in the day when you could actually buy the car. Ah, of course it's raining when I'm in a convertible. It always happens. Look at that huge exhaust. It's very thin but very wide. Can't imagine it's particularly efficient. I had a feeling it would sound like this. It sounds exactly the same as the Bentley, it's a 4 litre, 4.5 litre. The big sedan version that you can win from the doing the British Racing Green story. But this is cool either way. I love that huge Mercedes-Benz emblem at the front. That's brilliant. I miss the old emblems. The only cars you can get that on in terms of Mercedes is the new S-Class. And I think the S-Class previously as well. Full. The handling's terrible. It does like to drift a lot. You need those spare tyres just to replace all the bare rubber you just got now. So yeah, as I was saying about the Mercedes-Benz emblems, I really love bonnet emblems. Like Jaguar when they have the Leaper, and then the Mercedes when they have this, and I think Jeep had a bonnet emblem at one point. I've got a friend up the road who has a Jeep Wagoneer, and his Jeep has a bonnet emblem on it. So I love bonnet ornaments. They're just brilliant ornaments, if I can speak properly. Ah, that was close. What will you stop for? I can't stop very well in this thing. The gears are hard to get used to because they're very, very slow, and they feel like the gears from like an old, or like the Dakar trucks that you get in this game. There's just not many of them, and they last forever. The gears. Which is why I need to be in first person really, so I can keep an eye on the rev dial. You know, yeah, I can put the rev dial back up on the. That mirror's looking a bit weird. The rev dial on the side, but unfortunately, I don't really like the way how that looks, and also it's just a bit off-putting. I quite like driving in first person with a real dial. I would turn the map off if I knew where I was going. Either way, this is pretty cool. I love those upgrades I put on it with the mud guards and the side stem. It's brilliant. It sounds good in third person as well, because it doesn't have that weird whining noise. They always do that. I should always prepare for that. You need like a completely and utterly bare road. It would be bare for constantly, because you then need to be able to enjoy these cars a lot more. Especially these sort of cars, and they handle so terribly. And you haven't got driver tasks driving like complete morons. Yeah, the handling is pretty obscure with this. It's got full-on understeer, then it goes oversteer, and then it's, yeah. If you're driving it fast, like a maniac like I am, it's quite hard to drive. But I can imagine if you're just cruising about the Edinburgh or something, then I can imagine it's quite a nice car to drive. It's got barely any grip anywhere, front and rear. Then what do you expect for the second oldest car in the game? That's brilliant. So both of these cars are pretty good today. The only thing I'm a little bit disappointed in the fact is we have got an NSX again. We know that's like the third NSX we've got now, or fourth one even. We've got the Acura, the 2005 to 1992, then the 2005 GT. So we've got quite a few NSXs, and it feels like they're just repeating content again, which I have complained about in the past with the Hoonigan cars being repeated and repeated. It's just been the same thing with new liveries. However, I'm happy with the NSX GT because it's different. It's a different model of car. It's not because you've got a different paint job on it or something like the Hoonigan cars. Unfortunately, I was unable to get the rip rod last week. Unfortunately, the game disappointed me by only allowing us to get that through doing PvP. I have ranted about this on Fastlane Gaming's channel when he did a method how to win it. I ranted about it, and I still hate the idea of it. I hate the fact you have to go online and then race PvP. I'm not a PvP person. I sucked at Call of Duty, I suck at Forza, I suck at anything that's online. I'm fine with offline because you can restart races and you can change the difficulty. But I have my difficulty on either above average or highly skilled, that sort of ilk. So, but unfortunately, when you're up against other players, they're obviously about 10 times better than me. I've only been playing online gaming, well, introduced to online gaming for just under 3 years. So I've only been playing online gaming for 3 years. There's probably a lot of you out there that have been playing online since the early days of PS3, back at like 2008, that sort of time. So I haven't got that PvP skills. So I've been isolated to get that rip rod because I don't have the PvP skills. But there we go. So I'll just have to wait until that comes back again another time. So anyway, back to this. What we've got in the Forzathon shop this week is a wheel spin only vehicle again. It is the 2018 Porsche Cayenne Turbo. So if you don't have one of them, buy it now because I've seen them go for about 20 million credits at times. These Cayennes, they are selling quite drastically, drastic amounts as well. So yeah, if you don't have one, get one now. It's a perfect opportunity for you. So that means the only way, there must be a seasonal reward, because they said there was 4 seasonal rewards this month, so let's have a look. So Forzathon wise, we've got another Mitsubishi sort of modern rally Forzathon. So you got, first of all, own the 1999 Mitsubishi, which is impossible for anyone not to have that, because obviously, well, not impossible, but it's almost impossible to have no one to have that because they gave it to you for free, so you shouldn't have any troubles with that. And then you've got to do 12 stars in speed zones, which are a bit relentless, those sort of 12 stars in speed zones, and sort of 12 stars in general events like that, a bit monotonous. And win 5 dirt racing season events, that's fair enough, that's good. And then a 10-mile drive. Simple. So, what have we got to win today? So, it is the Mercedes SL has returned. It has finally returned. I don't know why they removed it from Horizon 3 in the first place, then bring it back for a seasonal reward in this game, but it's weird. So, the seasonal championship features classic races and gives you the opportunity to win the 1967 Mercedes-Benz 280 SL, and it's called Running Start. So, if we leave here a second, just take a look at what the Running Start seasonal is and see whether it's online or not. If it is, I'm going to go crazy. Oh, it's nice and sunny now. World maps. So we go to here and seasonal events. There it is. Running Start. There we go. Might as well just drive there. Might as well just drive there. It's only 1.4 miles away. Do a bit of fun in this thing. That mirror is really weird to look at when it's shaking around like that. That is so weird. Imagine when you've got to do a right turn. You've got to get 6 car lengths away, look down and go, oh my god, look at the state of that. Who's following me, who isn't? Because you haven't got a rear view mirror, you've just got the wing mirror down there. Is that a door mirror, a wing mirror, or... Well, it can't be a door mirror, it's not a door. It's not on a wing, the wing's over there. It's a window mirror. Pillar mirror. Yeah, that steering is terrible. Yeah, these driver tiles, they've got more and more crazy. What? See? They've gone insane. Driving on the wrong side of the road, crashing into barriers. What's gone wrong with you? They've even got one crashed over there. Turn 10, fix your driver tiles, boo. Yeah, they're going crazy. They're worse than real players. So then, what have we got to do? So, you can do it in solo. Oh, hallelujah! Brilliant. I am so happy because I would be furious if we had to go online. First of all, I've only got 5 days left of my Xbox Gold because I bought it for £1 for a month because they had a special deal on. And so I've only got 5 days left of that, so that would drive me insane if there's any more of these online things. So yes, we got easily win this. Is just come first against expert driver tiles. Expert driver tiles aren't very hard. They're okay. For me, I found them they weren't too bad at all. And it's in classic races, so
just remember, keep your eyes on the road. You can admire the autumn views after you finish this championship.
yeah. Spring and summer are my favourite seasons in this game. They look better. So these are pretty much all the cars you can use. I haven't got every single car in the game, but I have got a majority of them. A lot of these you can pick up pretty cheaply, like the Mark II Jag you can pick up very cheaply. If you've got the car pass, of course you've got the C-Type, which I don't recommend. That car is a very nice car, a very beautiful car, but I wouldn't recommend racing in it. I felt that when I drove that, it wasn't that good. This is a barn find. Hopefully you got that. I think that was a seasonal barn find. I don't know whether you've got it anyway or whether it's just unlockable, even if you weren't there during that particular season, but that is a season barn find. Yeah, there's a few of these here. If we filter it through, by class, there we go, we can find out what the better ones are. So these are the better ones here. So you've got the 917 and the T70 Mark 3B. So yeah, there we go. There is my video today. I'm not gonna show you racing around here because obviously you just got to be expert driver tiles. There's no particular trick or anything. You just literally have to race against them in these, which are brilliant. It's much better than PvP. I thank you, Turn 10, for not giving us another one of them, even though you probably might give it again at some point, but that will drive me nuts. Anyway, so yeah, there we go. Thank you very much for watching this video today. I found this deals this week being pretty good. We got the SL, we're getting that back, which is brilliant. I missed that car a lot. And then we got a awesome old-fashioned Mercedes from the almost the 1930s, late 1920s. Awesome looking thing. It's got a good mudguard sort of customization, which is original, which looks awesome. And then you got the Honda NSX-R, which is, or the NSX-R GT, which is a really good car. Not sure about the backfire noise, and also it's a little bit repetitive, as we've already got about 3 of them in the game already, or 2 NSXs from the 90s and 2000s. So it kind of feels a tiny bit repetitive, but I prefer that than having a Hoonigan car with a new livery on anyway. So there we go. Thank you very much. Hopefully I'll see you in the next video.